Welcome to Vehicle and Equipment Safety Training. Safety of parked vehicles and park equipment requires staff to pay attention to the following topics. We will go through these topics one at a time and talk about items related to each topic. Inspections are very important for the maintenance and safe operation of vehicles and equipment. Inspections should be performed daily prior to use. Some specialized equipment, such as forklifts and aerial lifts, require very specific inspections. And if you are tasked with operating these pieces of equipment, you will be trained on how to do these inspections. When you inspect a vehicle or a piece of equipment, you need to pay attention to body damage, the electrical components, fluids such as hydraulic fluid, antifreeze, oil, and brake fluid, the tires, and all safety devices with that piece of equipment, including seat belts, warning signals, and slow-moving vehicle decals. Any problems or defects should be reported to your supervisor so that they can be corrected. If the problem or defect is related to a safety device, you should not operate the equipment or vehicle until those defects have been corrected. Under no circumstance should employees take it upon themselves to make these repairs, but instead make sure you report them to your supervisor and get the piece of equipment or vehicle to a mechanic to be repaired. Alcohol and drugs are absolutely prohibited when operating commissioned vehicles or pieces of equipment. At no time should anybody operate any vehicles or any piece of equipment within the Genesee County Park System if they are under the influence of alcohol or drugs. If you suspect a coworker is under the influence of alcohol or drugs, please make sure you report that to your supervisor immediately. While you're operating vehicles and pieces of equipment within the Genesee County Parks, all local and state laws must be followed. We need to project a sense of professionalism to the public. Texting while driving, using earbuds or headphones, not wearing your seatbelt, speeding, or participating in any instance of road rage are strictly prohibited. Any employee caught violating these rules or laws will be disciplined accordingly. The cleanliness of vehicles and equipment is something that we take very seriously at the Genesee County Parks. It not only maintains a good professional image to the public, but it also protects the health and welfare and safety of our employees. Always make sure that your vehicle or a piece of equipment are clean and free of clutter. Make sure that before the end of your shift, you clean out any vehicles or pieces of equipment you've used. Make sure the cabs are clean and tidy and there's no debris laying about. The beds of pickup trucks should be cleaned out with any trash removed, and tools and supplies should be neatly organized. While you are operating vehicles and pieces of equipment, if you have to step away from them for a while to do another job, make sure that you keep security of the vehicle or equipment in the front of your mind. Ignition keys should always be removed and taken with you. Doors locked, windows secured. Tools and supplies should be locked inside the vehicle or secured in the cab of the piece of equipment so that they're not stolen while you're away from the area. A general awareness of your work site and your work area is very important, whether you're operating a piece of equipment or you are in the work area and somebody else is operating a piece of equipment. Make sure you know where all the people are, each piece of equipment, structures. Make sure that you're aware of the equipment's capabilities and limitations, including turning radius, stopping distances, and blind spots. Make sure that you're constantly using your mirrors and turning your head to pay attention to where everything is in your work area. And if you have blind spots, use spotters to help you make sure you know where everything is. Certain pieces of equipment require certification or special training. Aerial lifts, forklifts, chainsaws, gantry cranes all require the operator to be certified through the Genesee County Park Commission. Tractors, mowers, gators, and other pieces of equipment require that the operator be trained prior to operating that piece of equipment. Please do not operate any piece of equipment that you have not been properly trained and or certified to operate. If you do have certification to operate an aerial lift, a forklift, etc., make sure that while you're operating it, that you keep your certification card on you and that you operate the piece of equipment as you've been trained to do. In work areas throughout the Genesee County parks, make sure that you do not enter a work area without permission or unless there's a specific need for you to be in the work area. Make sure you keep your eyes on the operator, and if you are the operator, make sure that you're constantly paying attention to your surroundings so that if people do enter your work zone, you're able to see them and take action accordingly. Make sure if you're operating tractors with buckets or forklifts that before you get off the piece of equipment, the buckets or forks are placed properly and securely on the ground. When you're in a work area, make sure that you follow all personal protective equipment requirements, including the use of personal protective equipment such as hearing protection, hard hats, safety vests, etc. Never underestimate what a piece of equipment can do, and never put yourself in harm's way by not wearing the proper personal protective equipment. Thank you very much for paying attention while we talk about vehicle and equipment safety here at the Genesee County Parks.